Welcome to the Arsenal Armchair Podcast, episode 12, brought to you from Hoxton Radio Studios, but we've gone upstairs today. We're in the heart of Hackney at Arc Living. It's a new spot that's just opened. 437 Hackney Road is where you find it. Gorgeous service departments, co-working space, gymnasium. It's got it all. Look how bright and beautiful it is. It's like we're outside, but we're inside. If it rains, which it won't, then we're going to be safe, kids. It's all going to be fine. In episode 12... our pre-teen show, pre-season recap, in that the friendlies have been happening at full speed right now, 2 to report on and 1 coming up on the weekend. Bit of transfer news, some big spending in the last 24 hours, some local news on some Arsenal events in the community that we can go and see for free together in the next week. Community Shield ticket update. Red members, get your pens ready. Arsenal women's friendlies, where, when, what, how, why. We should all be watching, and any other business that we can get to in the show today. Episode 12. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for liking, subscribing and tuning in to the Arsenal Armchair Podcast, where we kind of just sit back and we analyse the games. We try and go if we can, but it's tricky getting tickets. So from your armchair, it's often, you've got your bowl of crisps just there. You've got your Fanta Lemon. You've got no queues for the toilet. And you can probably get a bit more into the commentary and the analysis. I mean... obviously, it's better if you're there, but I'm just trying to talk up the armchair game on the Arsenal Armchair Podcast. Busy. Last 5 days. We've had 2 matches in the space of 30 to 48 hours-ish, and we've had mixed fortunes. We'll start on a low, and then we'll go high. Last night, Arsenal were beaten 3-1. At the hands of Real Betis at the beautiful Aviva Stadium in Dublin. The Gunners conceded 3 first-half goals in an uncharacteristically sloppy defensive performance, first coming from a corner, and then the second were 2... one of them was a worldie for sure. Both strikes from outside of the box. Both times the keeper could be questioned. We'll get onto that next. And... while kind of dominating possession, we just didn't seem to be able to strike the killer blow. It looked like an Arsenal of old. It looked like sort of late Arsene Wenger Arsenal trying to sort of play neat, intricate football, but ultimately not really getting anywhere. So a bit of a kind of chastening, reawakening, bit of the smelling salts under the nose. Mikel Arteta has said to BBC Sport that Arsenal players were fuming after their disappointing pre-season defeat by Real Betis in Dublin. When asked the mood in the dressing room, the Arsenal boss said, very upset. They are fuming, but this is good. That's what they need. We're still without key players such as Declan Rice, Eberiche Eze, Noni Madueke, Bukayo Saka, have still not come back after the World Cup, plus then Mikel Merino, World Cup winner, Premier League champ, David Raya, Golden Glove double winner, World Cup winner, Premier League champ, and Martin Zubimendi, all yet to return, plus then Martin Odegaard. He's actually in individual training right now, so I guess he'll return perhaps for some of the matches on the weekend. Despite those absentees, we still fielded a pretty strong side, starting 11 featuring Ethan Nwaneri, Kai Havertz, Christos Silos, Max Dowman, and Victor Gyökeres, with then Gabriel Martinelli and Jesus both coming off the bench. It looked like a pretty strong team on paper. It looked pretty good, and it was the same side that we fielded in the win against Girona on the weekend, but yeah, they just looked a bit too strong. Well, not too strong for us Betis, but I think they just kind of controlled the game. And how good did Hector Bellerin look, man? That moustache and the kind of mullet. He looks like a film star now. I love his. I'd love him to come back to the Arsenal in a role that's probably just fashion related, help us launch new kits, help us behind the scenes, get involved in shoots, maybe do some of the styling. Hector, there's a place in all of our hearts for you here at the Arsenal. Questions then over Kepa Arrizabalaga, with errors continuing to affect perceptions of his performances. Again, this is from BBC Sport. The Spaniard came under scrutiny in the Carabao Cup final where his mistakes proved costly as it paved the way for Arsenal to lose the trophy. And then supporters would have hoped that he had improved over the summer break with the arrival of Ilian Meisler from Leeds, expected to provide greater competition for places. Is he going to stick with Arsenal, or is he going to go, Kepa? Like, why have we signed Meisler? Why would he be third choice backup keeper when he was playing like first team matches week in, week out for Leeds last season? Why would he sign as a third choice keeper? Is Kepa off? And is Meisler good enough to be deputy? Kepa's shot stopping for me. He just he can block a shot, but he plays the ball out in such a dangerous way that the rebound is often quite costly. And last night it was just doesn't instill great confidence in me, and I don't think he's going to get any better at his age. So. Also then, Arsenal await news on highly rated Louis Copley, who only spent 10 minutes on the pitch after suffering what could be a serious injury. The midfielder was introduced at half-time as the Gunners looked to give opportunities to as many players as possible during the match. However, his appearance was cut short after he was forced off following a knee problem, and now Arsenal face an anxious wait to discover whether the issue is less serious than initially feared. The 20-year-old is highly rated at the Emirates and spent the second half of last season on loan at Crawley Town as he looked to gain valuable first-team experience. With then Saliba out at the moment, you've got to think we need as much defensive cover at the back as we can. So fingers crossed, and hopefully Louis Copley, all will be well for you, young lad. Turning then to the more joyous occasion that was the Girona performance on the weekend. Arsenal started off their pre-season friendly action in emphatic fashion with a 4-1 win over the second-tier Spanish side, with new signing Christos Silos getting on the score sheet. Scored a beauty from out on the right wing. Kai Havertz opened the scoring in a kind of trademark Havertz-esque finish, with Max Dowman providing the assist for that, and he also bagged one of his own. And then Gabby Jesus in the second half put Arsenal 4-1 up, so we kind of cruised that one. How was it for you? Was it all right? I was on me Holly Bobs, as we reported last week, live on location from Cornwall, and very little was kind of happening, so I thought, go on then, let's splash out $6.99 and let's just buy it. I'll just sit here, I'll watch it on the app. That'll be a nice thing to do on a Saturday night. And there was like a stream happening pre-match. There was an interview with Arteta circa 6:45, 6:50. So I caught the tail end of that. And then it was like some sort of issue happening, and it seemed to kind of keep refreshing and essentially just didn't work. The Arsenal app just didn't let anyone in. So I turned to Twitter to see what was happening, and everyone was like fuming and like posting angry comments, etc. And I tried in vain for most of the first half to get it to work, and then I carried on trying in the second half while like watching the score through BBC Sport and my mum texting me updates. Meanwhile, Arsenal had posted on their X account saying, oh, sorry about this, you could watch it on YouTube. So I watched the last 10, 15 on YouTube, which nice to just see us running around. It would have been nice to see the actual match, but I didn't get too upset about it because it's a pre-season, isn't it? Can't get too down about last night either, because it's just a little, it's just a bit of a kickabout. It's just nice to see the lads in the shirts. I like that Arsenal, all of our players have their names on the back as well for both the Girona and the Real Betis match. They just have numbers. How cheap. Rubbish. A bit of app chat from the Daily Mirror. Why is the app not working? The Arsenal.com streaming app down due to technical issues. Games affected. Girona on the weekend. They also emailed everyone to say, sorry, you can't watch Real Betis even if you've purchased it because we can't get the app to work. Where to receive a refund. All supporters who bought a single game for either Girona or Real Betis or a multi-game bundle are entitled to a refund. Money will be replaced automatically within 5 to 10 working days. So visit, it says this link, but I guess keep checking your bank. And can you let me know as well, because it's the kind of thing that I forget about, and it gets to November and I'm like, where's that £6 that Arsenal owe me? How can fans watch Arsenal Real Betis in the past? In the UK, the game will be streamed on Premier Sports 1, as you can subscribe to that. Don't know if you caught much of the match last night. I had it on a very buffering stream, so it was quite uncomfortable watching, but whatever. Transfer news. Big bucks been spent in central mid. Bruno Guimaraes is poised to leave Newcastle's pre-season training camp in the south of Spain to fly to London before a £75 million transfer to the Premier League's reigning champions, the Arsenal. He's already done the medical. Just got to finalise a few little bits, dot some I's, cross some lowercase t's, and the deal should be done. Arsenal had initially not wanted to pay more than £60 million for the Brazil midfielder who turns 29 in November and has 2 years remaining on his contract, but Newcastle demanded a minimum of 80, which for central mids this summer isn't too bad. Like Morgan Rogers has gone for what, like 115, 120 to Chelsea, and Elliot Anderson's gone to Man City for similar sort of money. So for 80 mil for an absolute beast of a player, just don't understand this like British extra fee. If you're British, mate, yeah, if you're British, you got another 20 to 30 mil on your thing, ain't you? Oh, you're Brazilian, yeah, don't matter, mate. Yeah, come on then. Kind of. I saw a montage reel of all the havoc that Bruno caused against Arsenal over the years, and just the roughing up that he paid to on so many of our players, and almost like just vicious violence he enacted on us. So it's going to be great that he can now dish that out to other teams. Plus then, he was Newcastle's top scorer last season. He bagged 10 goals for them. He's pretty handy. I just thought he was this disruptive midfielder, but it turns out he can actually got this kind of like deep from inside your own half type pass that he can like flick over to the striker, and pretty good on the assists as well. Since the Brazilian's arrival from Lyon in January 2022, Newcastle have struggled to win games without him on the pitch. In his 155 league appearances, he scored 30 goals, contributed 26 assists, and helps them, Newcastle, qualify for the Champions League. And he was their fan fave, and he was their captain, so we're getting a pretty good deal there. Vinicius Junior update. We didn't want to dive too much into this last week, but it seems like it's kind of fizzling out a bit now. So as the story reaches its conclusion, let's chat about it. Arsenal have informed Vinicius Junior that they're willing to beat Real Madrid's contract offer, according to reports in Brazil. Apparently, allegedly, Madrid have increased their proposal from 20 million euros per season to 24. So Arsenal are saying that we want to match or outdo that. Other reports are now saying that Real Madrid have upped the offer once again, and they're close to finalising a deal. So I just can't see it happening, mate. I can't see them letting a star and a talent like Vinicius Junior get away, and they're not the type of club that kind of sells like landmark marquee players still in their prime, I don't think. Plus, then, we're a European rival, aren't we? We've beaten them in the last couple of seasons. So looks like we're turning our attentions perhaps then to Nico Williams. According to Team Talk, the Athletic Club winger has previously not been receptive to approaches from Arsenal, but has changed his stance and is now open to a move this summer. Price tag of around 77 million for his release clause to be met. He's 24 years old. He was great at the World Cup. I've heard his name loads before, so why not? Elsewhere, outbound then, Christian Norgaard's transfer to Everton was officially confirmed this week, with the player spending just over 12 months as an Arsenal player. Highly praised from Mikel Arteta. The midfielder played the equivalent of fewer than 12 matches for us, but he deputised in defence quite a bit. He played in central mid. He seemed to just always be there, didn't he? He was fit most of the season. He was always on the bench and just a real good squad team player. And I'm really pleased that he got himself a medal, a Premier League winners medal, for a player that, didn't have such an impact on the pitch. He just seemed to conduct himself in such a professional way and help lift all of our spirits and boost us. And we just knew he was there. If we needed, he was there. He was dependable. And I wish you, Christian, all the best at Everton. Tak, farvel, thanks and goodbye in his native Danish. Elsewhere then, what do we have for you on the Arsenal radar this week? On the website, they're looking at the 20 greatest moments at the Emirates, and just recapping some of our best games at our beautiful stadium, rocking Real Madrid 3-0 back in 2025. Declan Rice scoring those peaches. Dowman, the history maker, against Everton last season. I was heading to a charity shindig down in Kent, and I was listening to it on the radio, and then when I got to the pub I was able to just watch the second half on mute because the pub was in busy Saturday night bustling action, and they wanted to keep their vibes up down in Chatham, I think it was, and we were sort of watching it on mute with loads of gunners, and it was just euphoric, beautiful moment that will stay in all of your hearts if you were there, and me as an armchair fan watching it in Chatham. Danny Welbeck's winner against Leicester back in 2016. Arsenal's Real Madrid women come back against Real Madrid back in 2025. Reece Nelson against Bournemouth. I was at that one. That was an absolute peach. Stunning Bayern Munich. Arsenal women beating Bayern 2-0 back in 2023. When we beat Burnley 1-0 last game of the season, last season. I was at that one as well, which was pretty good. Kai Havertz rose to nod home Bukayo Saka's corner to get off to a flying start. Beating Porto on pens in 2024. Beating Barcelona back in 2011 2-1. Jackie Wiltshire featuring in that one. Loads of others. Get on the Arsenal website. One for you. Yeah, if you're working your proper 9 to 5 this summertime and you just got a bit of extra time to, do something else, have a look at our 20 greatest moments at the Emirates. Arsenal State of Mind is the new campaign behind the third kit, which launched this week. It's this gorgeous yellow kit, a collaborative creative campaign by Adidas and Arsenal to celebrate the release of the new third kit and unique community mentality. Really cool video that goes with this one if you get on Arsenal app, Arsenal Insta, Arsenal Anywhere. The campaign and meaning. The phrase serves as the thematic core for the third kit campaign. It describes an electric, joyful optimism, positive thinking, and a sense of shared ambition, uniting the fans, the players, and the North London community. To capture this mindset, the club released its first ever fully automated kit launch campaign. Directed by award-winning filmmaker FX Gobi and produced by Nexus Studio, the film blends hand-drawn realism with illustrative magic. It applies a warm golden yellow filter over the scenes, inspired by the vibrant colours of the new shirt to project a cheerful energy. The film features animated versions of our stars like William Saliba, Chloe Kelly, alongside North London landmarks and references including Hornsey Road, Rowan's, Tenpin Bowling, and legendary former managers. Originally designed to celebrate the fan spirit, the filmmakers modified scenes mid-production to directly weave in and celebrate Arsenal's recent Premier League title victory. It's a gorgeous kit. It's a standout number, and I think you should go and get it. We played in it last night, and it looked awesome at the Aviva, which is one of my fave stadiums. What do you think about it? I just love the sweeping roof and that one end behind the goal that's tiny, like a little shed. What are you up to next week? Next Wednesday? What's happening at the Tollington? They're hosting the Arsenal Art Fair. It takes place from 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You've got Carl Bork, you've got North Banksy, and you've got Ruth Beck. Loads of Arsenal merch and visual prints, pins, posters, etc. All going down next Wednesday afternoon. Free to go in, have a little pint, and then we've got Como in the Emirates Cup just after that. So I want to go down. Going to wear my shirt, say hello to a few people. All right, how you doing? That's a night. I'd look good on me wall, mate. Yes, wicked. Elsewhere, Community Shield tickets have gone on sale to Red members today. We're in the Community Shield on Sunday, the 16th of August in Cardiff. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Local time, which will be the same here in London and maybe where you are if you're in the UK. Red members, log into the box office now. We've got an allocation of 25,987 tickets for this fixture, starting from £30, ranging to £55. Are you going? You fancy it? Go on. It'd be good for you, mate. Elsewhere then, Arsenal women have a couple of friendlies taking place. On Sunday the 23rd, we've got Paris FC coming to the Magenta Stadium. The Mangata Stadium. That one, tickets are on sale this Monday at 2. And then we've also got a pre-season friendly against Charlton, who've just been promoted. That's a weird one. Also, general sale Monday at 2. And that match takes place on the 26th of August at 7 p.m. Not at the Emirates, but at the Mangata Developed Stadium, Meadow Park. Let's just call it Meadow Park because the other one's the sponsor in it. That's why tickets for Brighton will go on sale this Friday at 2. And tickets to see Crystal Palace women have actually gone on sale already. That's at the Emirates on Sunday, September 13th at 14:45 in the PM. What are you up to? Let's go. Come on, let's just go. It'll be lovely. It'll be really nice. I think that's going to round us down. Let's preview the matches coming up on the weekend then. It's going to be a busy one in Finsbury Park if you're coming to see Borussia Dortmund in town, because there's also gigs in Finsbury Park. Crank Brothers have got a digital music festival taking place all weekend, Friday to Sunday. So they're expecting around 40,000 for that, plus then 60,000 coming to see the Arsenal. On a match day, they reckon something like 100 to 120,000 people are in the area, approx, for the Arsenal. So add on then a music festival featuring Fortet, Via Cortices and others. It's going to be buzzing in Finsbury Park. So that one's on Sunday, and then we've got Como next Wednesday, Wednesday the 12th, when there's going to be an eclipse. So imagine being in Highbury when there's an eclipse. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So I feel jealous because I'm working. I think that's going to round us down and out of time. Hoxton Radio's birthday party takes place on Thursday, the 20th of August. It's from 7 p.m. at 100 Shoreditch. DJs, dancing, drinks, good times. Come on down. It's free entry for that. And if you're in Finsbury Park, there's a new theatre show that's just opened called The Importance of Being Oscar, and it's all about Oscar Wilde. It's at the Park Theatre. It opens tonight. It's running to the 22nd, and it's an amazing theatre piece. So if you want to catch some other antics in the area along with the Arsenal, then yeah, do that. Thank you very much for tuning in, listening, liking and subscribing. Share it with your friends. Come on, you Gunners, and we'll see you next week for more mischief.